Ja, nagatsi henu had kichtikyang. My Haida name is Fox, and welcome to my greenhouse. Dank echt die good night logging. I'm happy to see you. Apologies for the weeks-long delay in posting videos. I think we are all affected by this national health crisis in ways that we did not anticipate. It's important to remember right now the people who are most affected by this pandemic: healthcare workers, support personnel, grocery, food service people, as well as people who are already in marginalized communities. They are more at risk now than ever before. Indigenous peoples and others who speak minority languages are at risk from this health crisis in ways that the public at large are not. We're all right now really concerned about our elderly and vulnerable people in our lives due to this virus. But imagine being concerned about your elders' health during a pandemic when they're some of the only speakers of your native language. That's a reality for a lot of people out there today. For some people, oral traditions and cultural history are as at risk as their loved ones right now, because those few loved ones are the carriers of that oral tradition. They're the ones who transmit it to the next generation. So when their health is at risk, the cycle of transmission is at risk. It's just one more example of why we need to work together as a community to physically distance ourselves so we don't pass the virus to those who are most vulnerable. And that doesn't just mean in terms of health risks, that can mean in terms of cultural interests as well. I wanted to take the time to remind everyone of the damage public health crises can cause for endangered languages and marginalized cultures, even though that might not be at the top of most of our minds right now. Please try to stay safe. Today, all I want to do is a short video about diphthongs and digraphs in Haida. A diphthong, also known as a gliding vowel, is a combination of two adjacent vowel sounds within the same syllable. They begin with a vowel sound and then end with a glide sound. So some examples of this in Haida are O, as in boat and coat, ow, as in cow and shout, I, as in a shorter version of I as in lie and fly, and ew as in ew, like gross, like we say in English. We're going to be working with these sound combinations, so I want to get really familiar with them so that as you're seeing words, you can pick it up quickly. A digraph is a pair of characters used in the orthography of a language to write either a single phoneme, a distinct sound, or a sequence of phonemes that does not correspond to the normal values of the two characters combined. So some examples of digraphs in English would be shell, thorn, and wheel. Okay? You see the combinations of these different sounds? So, some interesting digraphs in Haida that might be a little bit relevant to our situation are Shengwai Tlagai, the earth, Shengwai Tlagai. To use this in a sentence, we could say Shengwai Tlagai ak ayagang. Shengwai Tlagai ak ayagang. The world is going crazy. Another word that has digraphs in it is nistla, to recover, nistla. To use this in a sentence, we can say talang nistlayan. Talang nistlayan. We will recover. Some very important things to remember right now. In the first video, we talked about Haida dialects and how Haida can be spoken differently in different regions. As a non-native Haida learner, my pronunciation is not going to be as fluent as a native speaker. To anyone who's trying to learn a language, my advice to you would be, don't be afraid to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, but every mistake is an opportunity to learn more, to ask for help. So expect to make mistakes and then learn from them. I encourage you to take recordings, to see recordings of other Haida speakers on YouTube and get a better familiarity with how they speak Haida and how it might sound different from the way I use Haida speech. I'm working and we're all working to learn. Haida is a tonal language. When reading Haida, you want to pay attention to the accent mark and the way we form the unusual sounds of Haida. You might find that the way you hold your mouth is slightly different when speaking Haida than the way you would hold your mouth in English. I tend to think different languages have a different oral posture, but I need to learn more languages to verify that. Thank you for staying home and taking this short break to study with me. Don't forget those people in your community who might need a little extra support while we work through this crisis together. Gam stigasang. Don't get sick. Gam stigasang. Damanagan kingu. Take care of yourselves, and thanks for watching.